So today I wanted to take a quick look at the 1992 thriller Single White Female. It is described by some as being an erotic thriller. I really don't see it this way, other than just maybe Jennifer Jason Leigh just randomly flashing her flabby boobs every now and again, but I don't really find how that is too erotic or too thrilling. They're just there. So the story does open up with lead character Allison, played by Bridget Fonda. She's obviously engaged, she's living with a man, and lo and behold, she finds out via voicemail, or correction, she finds out via answering machine that her piece of shit fiance has been cheating on her with her ex-wife, and why not? Familiarity breeds contempt, right? So she kicks his cheating ass out and basically sets up an ad the next day for a roommate. Little does she know, the roommate that she does choose, Hedra, who she nicknames Hetty, played by Jennifer Jason Leigh and the hideous flabby boobs, is actually a very demented woman. We later do find out she had a twin. It's not really too clear. We do find out via old newspaper clippings that her twin drowned. Honestly, I always think to myself, well, we're led to believe, even though they were children, it was an accident. Her twin drowned, and she may be suffering to some degree from some type of a survivor syndrome or whatnot. And I always just think to myself, you know, you've seen films like The Good Son or Mikey or anything like that. It definitely makes you wonder, did she just off her own sister just so she could hog her parents to herself? So Allison's fiance eventually does come back, who is played by Steven Weber. I mostly remember him just as the guy who played the dad from the Shining TV series. I believe he was also on The West Wing. I really don't remember anything too notable that he really did do anything worthwhile. He obviously comes back, weasels his way back into Allie, or Allison's life, and this makes Hedra obviously very upset. She goes through extremes, hiding or erasing voicemails or throwing out letters which were addressed to Allison. In the most desperate turn of events, she also goes as far as dyeing her hair, cutting it, and dressing exactly as Allison in order to emulate and recreate her sense of twinness. At one point, Hetty even goes as far as bringing home a dog just as a way of bonding with Allison so that they can feel a closeness. This dog later suffers an unfortunate event in order to make Allison's fiance seem like the bad guy, just as a way of once again trying to get him out of the picture. What really does bring along this sense of closeness is later on, after Allison is almost raped by her boss Meyerson. She actually hides this fact from her fiance and, you know, goes to Hetty for consolement. Hetty later calls Allison's boss and threatens him over the phone, basically just to cut his shit and not try anything again. So in one last final sad attempt, Hetty heads over to Allison's fiance's home, pretends to be Allison. It's pretty obvious what she does pretend. So she later does try to blackmail the fiance into going away, getting out of their lives and leaving them alone. He obviously does not go for this, and in a fit of rage, or just another classic temper tantrum, she basically just kills him with a shoe. So I guess Austin Powers didn't come up with that idea originally. So after Allison does find out that Hetty murdered her fiance, Hetty obviously takes her hostage or tries to kidnap her in order to keep her for herself. She wants to keep her twin. She wants her sense of wholeness. So Allison plays along to some degree, at least until she's able to get free of her. The ending scene in the film obviously states that Allison forgives Hetty for killing her fiance, forgives her for, you know, all of the wrong she did. And we catch just a slight glimpse of a photo which has pieced the two women together, which basically just makes you wonder whether or not Allison herself has also gone nutso. So I originally saw this film in theater when I was a little kid. I was obviously too young to understand a lot of the concepts or what was really going on. I just knew it was some psycho lady, and it was obviously a scary movie, so that was good enough for me. Kids are very easily contented. So this movie actually did open up at number 2 in the US box office and grossed a little over $48 million. Another interesting thing, or maybe not too fascinating, is a very poor sequel which was later produced called Single White Female 2, The Psycho. You don't say. Could you come up with any more original a title? Seriously. The Psycho was the 2005 straight-to-video release. We also have, in a very interesting turn of events, a Bollywood version, or an adaptation which was inspired by this film, was released in 2010. It was called The Apartment, and it was filmed by director Jagmohan Mandra. Also in 2011, the film The Roommate was often criticized as being a very cheap remake of Single White Female. I would honestly like to take a look at these two films myself at a later time and do some slight comparison just for the purpose of science. That is pretty much all I do have for you today. We will see you when we see you.